Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, we're gonna recreate another German classic, lentils with Spätzle and sausages, of course. So, let's get started. First, we're going to make our Spätzle. Not the first time we're making Spätzle on this channel, so we're going game over it. I will put a link for the cheese Spätzle video up there. We're gonna add 2 cups of flour, then we're going to add 3 eggs and some salt, just around a teaspoon. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup or up to 1/2 cup of water, maybe even a little bit more. It really depends on the size of your eggs and flour you're using. I used all-purpose flour, but I really had differences in the brand I used and things like that. So rule of thumb, you want the dough to be softer than a normal pasta dough, closer to, I would say, a normal yeast dough, maybe even a little bit softer, or like more liquidy, and yeah, than that. And now we reach my favorite part of this whole Spätzle making endeavor, the mixing part, which is tiring. As you can see, make sure you take enough breaks. It's tiring, really it is. Mix the whole thing by hand for around 10 minutes and then just put it aside, let it rest for probably 30 minutes so the gluten can relax. And now we're going over to our actual lentils. First, we're going to cut all of our veggies. We use 1 onion, just cut it in small little cubes. As always, just cut them vertically and 2 cuts horizontally, and then just go through it to have small little cubes. Put them aside, and then we're going over to our leek. I can't stress enough that please make sure you clean that thoroughly, because there's usually a lot of dirt inside. So just cut them in half and rinse it out nicely. And then we cut half a leek into small little slices. Just go through it and cut it into small slices. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Then put it into a bowl, put it aside, and then we're going to take care of our carrot. I used 1 carrot. You can use more if you want to. Totally up to you. I cut it into quarters and then just go through it, cut more small little cubes, make less of a mess than I do. And then we're gonna peel 1 potato. If you have a big one, use 1, a small one, use 2. And I like to just cut a little bit off on the ground so it will stand nicely. Then just cut a few slices, probably 1/4 inch thick, before we cut them vertically, and then we cut it into small little cubes. For the potatoes, what I like to do, I place them into a bowl and then add water to it so they will not get brown or gray during the time we're preparing the other ingredients. And now we're ready to roast our veggies. Just add some oil into a pan, then we're going to add our onions, and then we add our leek as well, and let them roast for probably like 5 minutes before we add some tomato paste, around 1 tablespoon, just roast it with it. And next we're going to add our bacon that we prepared before and didn't film. Just use 4 slices of thick cut bacon, cut it into small little cubes, add them into it, let the whole thing roast nicely before we add any other veggies. I totally forgot about it, that's the reason why I will add it later. Don't do it, add it now. So then we're going to add our carrots, just let them roast with it a little bit, and then we're going to add around a 1/4 cup of white wine and let the whole thing cook for a few minutes so the alcohol can evaporate. Then we're going to add our lentils, around 250 grams or 1 1/3 of a cup of the green lentils. Just let them roast for a few minutes as well. And exactly that's the moment where I realized that I forgot the bacon. You would have added yours way earlier, so ignore this part right now. And next we're going to add our stock. I used 1 liter or like 1 of these packs of beef stock. If you don't want to, you can use veggie stock as well. I will upload a video in the future, show you how to make stock. Right now, just use the store-bought one. And then let the whole thing boil and just simmer or boil for probably like 15-20 minutes. Add some bay leaves before as well. And yeah, just let it boil until the whole thing will get thickened and the lentils should get a little bit softer. And then we're going to add our potatoes, let it boil for another 10 minutes until they are nicely soft. At this point, the whole thing should have been nicely thickened. It should not be as liquidy as it is right here. Just give it time, let it cook for a little bit until the whole thing thickens. And now we have to season the whole thing. I used 2 to 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, sugar, whatever you want to use, and make sure to remove your bay leaves as well because you don't want to eat them. And that's the whole thing, that's it. So you put it aside, we're going to make our Spätzle. For that, just use a big pot of water, bring it to boil, add some salt to it, and we use one of these Spätzle makers. I'll put a link in the description where to get that. There are a few other ways of making Spätzle. I explained a few more in my cheese Spätzle video. Again, link is in the description or up here. And yeah, with this one, just move back and forth until the whole Spätzle paste is gone in your Schlitten there, and then just let them boil for 5 minutes. Take them out and we are ready to make our sausages. For that, you want to have some simmering water, not boiling, really important, and then we're going to add our sausages, let them be in there for like 5 minutes. I use some sausages I get from a local German butcher here in LA. The company's called U-Bite. I use the turkey knacks. They're really authentic. I really love their product. I don't have any endorsement with them, or so I just really appreciate what they're doing and really love the product. I will put a link in the description. I think they ship nationwide. And just let them sit in there for 5 minutes, get them out, and we're ready to plate the whole thing. This is one of the dishes I totally forgot about since I moved to the States, until someone pointed it out on Reddit or Imgur recently, and I'm like, yeah, I really should make that because I haven't had it in forever. And it's super easy to make, especially during the colder winter month. Perfect dish. Yeah, just plate it like this, enjoy it, and thank you so much for watching this video. If there are any other dishes you want to see or anything else you want to let me know, put something in the comments, put a like up there, and then see you guys next week.